Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Thank you for taking the time this Saturday morning. If you wouldn't mind, could you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everybody. So I have to tell you, though I don't normally sleep a whole lot, last night I could not sleep at all. I was so excited for today. So you guys all being here is very meaningful, and I appreciate it. Thank you all for coming out this morning as we officially kick off a project that has been 15 years in the making. Northeast Quadrant Advanced Life Support started out as a group of 6 men who worked at Xerox and were allowed to take the Medic 90 fly car home on nights and weekends to provide advanced life support service to the basic ambulances in West Webster, Union Hill, Penfield, and Ontario. NEQ took its first calls as an agency in 1988 with equipment donated by the American Legion, the West Webster, and Union Hill fire departments. When I joined NEQ in 1999, after Karen and I moved our family here, we kept the fly cars in the old West Webster fire station at 1050 Gravel Road, I think it was, Chief, right? 1050? Yep, 1050 Gravel Road, and in the Webster Fire Department's wash bay. I recall asking Assemblyman David Kuhn and Senator Mike Nozzolio over for a visit, asking for some grant money for equipment, and we sat on a broken sofa at the Gravel Road office, thinking, man, we need a better home. That was in 2000. We then approached Mr. Bill Bolter for help, and Bill very generously gave us a 2-bay pole barn on Publishers Parkway. During that period, our response to calls began declining because we had no place for medics to rest or restock or use a bathroom or anything else. But at least we had a place to put our vehicles inside. We started looking for a different place to house the agency out of. Then Danny Viola stepped up and gave us 4 bays in his facility on Ridge Road, and we've been there for almost the last 10 years. As a base for NEQ, it was a very suitable location. Though we lacked bedrooms or a kitchen, we made it work because there was often only 1 or 2 paramedics there at a time. In 2014, this parcel of land came up for sale, and then President Meadow said, Ahmed, we need to get this land, and we jumped on it. We closed on it in December 30th, 2014, almost 6 years ago. My son Zachariah's Eagle project, which is behind you on that board, helped us start fundraising for this building in the fall of 2015 with donation boxes placed throughout the community. And we put a sign on the land, which proved to be one of the best investments we ever made, because through that sign we met our banker, Michael Aiello from Northwest Bank. Since that day, Mike has been a trusted friend and resource as we've navigated a few different locations and finally settled on building here. In 2015, we kicked off plans with other first responders in town to launch Webster EMS, which took its first call in October of 2016. Suddenly, we went from being a fly car agency to an ambulance service, and we were out of space. I called Jerry and said, figure it out, and our operations chief did, and we wound up putting 20 pounds in a 10-pound bag. Since then, we've entertained the notion of building on North Avenue, but after proving impossible, we turned our sights back on 1030 Gravel Road. We went through several design changes, and with the help of Mr. Kashani and other members of the town boards, along with Dan Pieters, Sean Maguire, Jonathan Spurr, and the team from Labella, we have a design that is absolutely spectacular. Mark Greisberger and now Tim Fitzgerald, our attorneys, helped us with our real estate transactions. Mark helped us buy the land, and Tim helped us close on the contracting agreement a few weeks ago. But we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for 6 men: Gene Faust, Bob Karniski, Doug Culp, Jim Lanham, Bob Meadow, and Gino Tomasino. If these men hadn't had the vision to bring advanced life support to Webster, Penfield, and Ontario, we wouldn't be here today. We also wouldn't be here without the leadership of past President Bob Meadow and the constant help and support of the NEQ Board of Directors. And more importantly, or as importantly, the operations staff and, as we see it behind the tent, our dedicated employees. So we are here now, 15 years later, since the concept of building a dedicated base for our agency. We've raised hundreds of thousands of dollars in donations, and with the help of Senator Helming, grants so that we could secure the down payment and get ready to break ground. Pat Maloney and your team, we are ready to get going in about 15 minutes. As soon as we cross a few more I's and dot a few more I's and cross a few more T's, we are anticipating that you'll be moving dirt by the end of the week. The next time we welcome you all back, it should be for our grand opening. So I would like to thank all of you who are present here today, because each of you in some way have supported NEQ over the last 30 years, and I'm sure you will continue to support us in the decades to come. So, enough from me. I would like to now turn the mic over to our guest speakers to say a few words, starting with Mr. Barry Howard, a longtime friend and supporter of NEQ.
Thank you. Good morning, Ahmed. Good morning to our elected officials, and good morning to the volunteers, the supporters, and the dedicated staff that are here this morning. First, on behalf of the hundreds of Webster Chamber business members and their thousands of employees that live and work in the Webster footprint, I want to say thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your dedication and your commitment to our community for years past and years to come. Today marks the next step in the process of having a permanent home for this organization, a long-awaited vision finally coming true. Before Medic 10 rolled on its first call 34 years ago, Webster Chamber businesses and our community saw the need and stepped up in numerous ways, supporting the idea and the organization with financial and human resources, educating the community on the need, and encouraging fellow businesses and community members to support an independent advanced life support team for the Northeast Quadrant. In those 34 years, that support has continued as the Webster footprint grew in terms of housing, businesses, employees, and population. And with that growth came an increased call volume, greater training requirements, the need for more staffing, more vehicles, and more space. Breaking ground on this 11,000 square foot complex provides NEQ with the facility long since needed to serve our community with ambulance and ALS response, as well as provide much needed training space. We often refer to Webster as where life is worth living, and the Chamber expands that to include working, shopping, recreation, volunteering, and owning a business. Our collaborative efforts make Webster a community that people choose. One of the most important factors people evaluate when choosing a community are the first responders, EMS, fire, and police. The collaborative first responder team we have in this community is unparalleled, and your dedication and support is unending. We are very fortunate. So thank you again for your 34 years of service. We're very proud to have you as a chamber member and very grateful that you are an integral, life-saving part of our community. Congratulations on this groundbreaking step in your ongoing success. Thank you.
Monroe County Legislator Matt Terp.
Thank you, Ahmed. Most of you have probably heard the phrase, home is where you hang your hat. Well, I've been to your current headquarters and there's not a lot of place to hang hats. So that's why I'm really glad to be here for this important first step to build this great building that you all deserve. Some of you know I used to be an EMT from around 2000 to 2004, so I know a little bit about what it takes to do the job. But today I want to thank all of our first responders back there for everything they've been doing throughout the past few months for this pandemic. All of the extra steps you've been taking, all the sterilizing, all the extra PPE. Thank you so much for everything you've been doing and for everything you will be doing to continue through this pandemic. So even though today is an important first step on creating this amazing building, I look forward to the day that all of you will be able to walk through your new home because you all deserve it. So thank you very much.
Mr. Hebert, County Legislator.
Thank you, Ahmed, and thank you everybody for coming out on this chilly morning. I'm going to follow the 3 B's of speaking: be brief, be on point, and be gone. I think it is important, once again, to thank everybody who provides the services that this organization does to the county, because there's nothing to the area, the towns, there's nothing more important than the health of our citizens. No service that can be provided is more important. And in an environment where seconds matter, somehow you've managed to take minutes off of response times to our citizens. And that alone sends chills through my spine, which is fairly appropriate for this chilly morning. Once again, I just want to say thank you to all the employees back there. Can we give them a round of applause, everybody? And thank you to Ahmed for your leadership. It's been fun working with you, and I look forward to helping in the future.
Right, Mr. Johns, you ready for a few brief remarks?
All right, good morning, everyone. Ahmed, and everybody. Thank you so much for inviting me out here. You see, I didn't come up with a piece of paper. The one thing you don't want is to watch a politician coming up with a big script, and so I'll keep it short. Thank you for all that you're doing. Thanks to Pam Helming for her contribution to this project. You know, I'm a lifelong Webster resident. I represent Webster, Penfield, Perrington, Fairport, and East Rochester. And I can tell you, as I get older, services like this are a lot more appealing. So thank you for all you do. And thank you so much for allowing me to be a small part of this celebration. Thank you so much. Thank you, first responders. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. Thank you. Thanks very much. So Senator Helming wasn't able to attend today, and she sent written remarks, and I thought that was very thoughtful of her to take time to do that. But a few minutes ago, a gentleman walked up and said, "Hey, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Gary, and I'm Senator Helming's husband." She was so upset that she couldn't attend. And this is a big deal. I mean, these guys don't live down the road. They're not like Mr. Howard, who's 2 minutes away. He's taken 2 hours out of his day this morning on behalf of Mrs. Helming, Senator Helming, to give a few remarks. So, Gary, thank you so much for making the time, if you wouldn't mind.
Thank you, Ahmed, and sorry, Mark, I did come up with a piece of paper. And it's very nice and warm up here in Webster this morning compared to our house down in Canandaigua. But really why I came is because Pam wanted me to. She wanted to apologize for not being here. She has worked on this project for 4 years, and it's so exciting to her. And I'll go through her little reading here that I'm supposed to read and stuff, but she wanted to just let you know how sorry she was she couldn't be here. She's a speaker this morning, and without a helicopter, she wouldn't have made it to Cayuga County. Congratulations on the milestone of the groundbreaking today. It was a lot of hard work, and she really, really, really is thrilled to be involved. Pam was honored to secure a $140,000 grant to support this important project, which will expand the training capabilities and enhance the life-saving services you provide in Monroe and Wayne County. You are there for people in the most difficult times. Now I'm going to get real personal. In March, I actually needed help up here in Monroe County with a friend of mine that had fallen. And you guys were phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. And I really, really appreciate it. On behalf of Pam, she would like to thank you for your advocacy on the project and congratulate you, your staff, the board of directors for years of dedication and hard work. It has paid off. She looks forward to the next milestone, and she will be here for the official grand opening. Thank you so much, and good luck.
Thank you, Gary, so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Helming. So Northeast Quadrant was formed with a partnership between the West Webster Fire Department, at the time the Webster Fire Department, and the Union Hill Fire Department. And the next speaker has been tracking our organization since its inception. I'd like to introduce Mr. Dick Swingley from the Northeast Joint Fire District.
I'm Dick Swingley, current chairperson of the Northeast Joint Fire District. I am both pleased and honored to be here this morning representing the Fire District at the significant event in NEQ's history. Groundbreaking is the culmination of a lot of hard work by a dedicated group of people, and it's the beginning of a new era in NEQ's history. I'm sure that the NEQ's founding fathers and the past, current leadership, I should say, are very proud today. We are all in the community public service business, and everything we do is good for the communities we serve. Again, please accept the Northeast Joint Fire District's congratulations on your accomplishments so far in your quest for a new headquarters and a new home. We look forward to a long and productive relationship with NEQ. That being said, I hope to see you at the dedication. Thank you very much.
So NEQ serves 3 towns. Our primary is the town of Webster, and then we also support the northeast and northwest part of Penfield. So our next speaker from the town of Penfield, Supervisor Tony LaFountain.
Good morning. I'm honored to be here this morning representing the residents of the town of Penfield. We're so very, very fortunate that we have these emergency medical services available to our community. So many of you give so much for us, and it doesn't go unrecognized. Certainly, the team from NEQ, thank you very much for your dedicated service, your commitment, everything you do. And to all of the rest of our emergency service providers here, our police, our fire. If it wasn't for you, these communities wouldn't be as strong as they are. You are a cornerstone of our communities. We recognize and we want to say thank you for everything you do. Congratulations on this wonderful ceremony. I look forward to this facility taking shape. And we are, again, honored for everything that you do for us. Thank you.
The freshman supervisor from the town of Webster and a longtime friend, Mr. Tom Flaherty.
Well, it's tough to follow Supervisor LaFountain, but I'll try my best. As a freshman supervisor, I will say this, living in town for 23 years, my wife and I have always thought that Webster is the best town in Monroe County. Sorry, Tony. I hope you don't take that. And this is just another representation of how this town is the best. When people get together and galvanize, you can achieve anything. And I'm really proud that this is happening. And like someone said, one of the previous speakers, this is a business of seconds. And Ahmed, you know I'm a data guy. And I love the fact that in Webster we have police, fire, and EMTs that really are unparalleled in Monroe County, and I couldn't be prouder of that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, so much. Thank you to all our speakers. It's very meaningful, and I appreciate you being here. And Gary, thank you for making the trip this morning. So before we break ground, if you would all please rise, I'd like to introduce a new friend of mine, Tom Woodward, and if he would give the prayer of blessing for our building.
Thank you, sir. And it's such an honor to be here. What a beautiful morning. What a wonderful occasion. And I'm so happy for all those in the NEQ family. I love the motto of NEQ, dedicating our lives to saving yours. And so on that note, for anyone who's here who is a first responder or who was a first responder, I'd like to have us all give them a round of applause, please. Thank you. Before I have a short prayer, and I promise it will be short, I would like to read a passage, very short passage from the Apostle Paul, and it just reminds me a little bit of the mission of NEQ, of helping people in their deepest time of need. It's from Philippians chapter 2, verse 4. It says, "Let each of you look out not only for your own interest, but also for the interest of others." And it's always a blessing to help somebody, and it's so meaningful to have an organization like NEQ to be there for people in their time of deepest need. So I just commend all those who work for this organization. Shall we bow in prayer? Father in heaven, what a beautiful day. What a beautiful occasion. What a wonderful testament to this community. Thank you for all that have turned out here today. I would just pray for your blessing upon NEQ and all those who work on this new facility. Give them safety. May it just be a time of great memories as they build this building and make Webster even better than ever. So we ask for your grace. We ask for your blessings. Amen.
And with that, the moment we've all been waiting for. So if I could ask Board Member John Beldue to come forward, please. And I'm going to join John. We're going to break our ground. 15 years, sir. Been a big supporter. You do the honor. Thank you. That is the most expensive piece of dirt I've ever touched in my life. There's really not much left to say. I would like to say thank you to everybody that is here today. I know it's a Saturday morning. I know we've tried to do this 3 different times in 3 different locations. And so with that, with my deepest personal thanks and on behalf of the board of directors, all the employees, EMTs, paramedics of NEQ, this building is for you. So thank you, everybody. Please sign our hat and board over there. And then if we could have the NEQ employees for a picture, followed by our elected officials and speakers, then our first responders, and then the NEQ board, and anyone else who would like a picture after that. Thank you very much for coming today.